Alright, folks, we're back. Another episode of Storyalysis. I am Pierre.
And I'm Chris.
Yes, and yeah, you know what? They don't know this. Nobody knows this because A, you don't see our faces, you just hear voices. The face on the thumbnails. People don't know the psychological bully that Christian is. You all think this is this nice guy. This guy's far from nice.
Just exposing me, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to bully you even more now. Damn.
It's not even funny. What I go through is inhumane, but it is what it is.
He's lying.
It's okay. He's a chief editor, so yeah, he can make me lie if he wants to. He's using ChatGPT. A bunch of shit he's putting in, I'm not even saying, guys, but it is what it is. But anyway.
I'm using VO3.
Whatever that
Those
is.
who know.
Oh shit. What is that? I'm curious.
You know I sent you those AI videos?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can mimic voices and audio, or they can mimic voices and video, and it looks ridiculously real. So you're just
some crazy shit.
You're just an AI, Pierre.
Yeah, I'm not even real. I know. I don't even bleed. It is what it is. I'm just a combination of zeros and ones. But anyway,
Sure.
This is true. Severance, episode 8. I don't remember the name of the episode.
Sweet vitriol.
They get to dive into one of my favorite characters, Miss Harmony Cobel. Harmony Cobel. Christian.
It's probably the shortest episode of the season.
How long was it? I don't.
30 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay. So we can actually brush past episode 8. At the end of episode 8, what I wondered, I was like, man, I really wish I could get an origin story of Cobel. And when I finished episode 8, because Mark, right? Victim. They kill his wife. Like Irving, victim. He's fucking digging too much in the outside. And they're like, let's get this guy inside. No, we don't know Dylan's deal. These are all people who were brought into Lumen already as Lumen. Cobel started when the factory wasn't even there. Like, Cobel started at, like, the genesis of this thing. Cobel is the genesis of this thing because she pulled out her records. Like, I did all this shit. I designed all this. So I really would love to see, like, her origin story. Like, how they've indoctrinated her. How, even glimpses, how the sissy, the lady, looks like the headmistress back then is saying, you were very industrious. You were my favorite student. Nobody could have kept up with you. But your mom was an outlier. I really wish I could get a glimpse of her in the past. Because that would be sick. If they want to turn the clock back and make like an origin story, I would pay to watch that.
You'd pay to watch.
I would. I don't know. What's pretty cool? What's pretty cool to see? The town, right? Like Salt's Neck. The town's drained. The town's frailed. Hampton. Dilapidated. Yes. Hampton is, Christian? There was something between her and Hampton. You could tell, as strict as she was. I don't know, man.
Hampton is the guy. That,
mm-hmm.
I mean, they did kiss. So.
I know, man. She's like, bro, Like,
they grew
you
up
remember?
Together too, so.
Yeah, they grew up together. There's some there's some crazy shit when she's referring to him selling like drugs. Because I don't know if you remember in the beginning of the episode, as she's brushing her teeth, she saw someone inhaling drugs, and he did the same thing. And she said, "It's so shameful that you sell it." But she said that seductively, like before they kissed. I was like, bro, I'm like, Cobel, stop. Like, stop, bro.
He's the supplier of the town.
He's a supplier of the town. And, right, the town's dead, right? And his explanation to that is like, well, market readjustments from a few years ago, there was a retrenchment from some of the core investments. So, market readjustment. Does that mean where Lumen is now, this factory is where Lumen headquarters used to be? I don't know. But, yeah, it looks like they've shifted. What'd you say?
That would check out, especially once we visit her childhood home.
That is true. Sissy's place. Yeah. The language, Christian, is so sick. Like, you brought woe to this house. I will not engage in this quarrel with you. You pulled it from her gullet.
And also, because we're going to talk about episode 9, there's connections. There's a theme of language that happens in both episodes.
Mm-hmm.
When Burt was like, Lumen uses very specific language, right? And here, her sissy was using very, like, religious language. Like, that
is true.
It is. I don't know. I'm very interested to see where this is going, because now when you take away the element of Kier being a genius, because now Cobel is the one who created the surgery, then it's like, what was their goal before meeting Cobel? Because they mentioned to us many times, and even in season 1 when we were in that mansion, we're not even in the mansion. When we were getting that history lesson of Severance and how there was multiple CEOs. So these are multiple generations that Lumen has existed. And we see in the paintings that it goes way far back. So they must have had a goal before Cobel, a goal which did not include Severance. So I wonder what that is going to be. That's a pretty big reveal this episode. The main reveal this episode is that she's the genius behind everything. So
that is true. And at the same time, well, not at the same time, if you go back to scenes where she's talking to, oh my goodness, I haven't stuttered in a long time, Helena Egan, bro, that's wild. With scenes when she was talking to her to get her job back. Like, now it makes sense for her to tell Helena Egan to her face, like, you were born into this. I worked for it. Like, for Helena to say, you know, I think you overestimated your contributions and underestimated your blessings, and for her to be like, bitch, no.
Quite the opposite. She's underestimated her achievements.
Right. This is true.
The whole face of this thing.
She's, yes. And how they managed to shield her, because as a kid, right, as a kid, right, you were very industrious, like, you were top, and we saw the prizes she won when she went into that basement, that shed. Did you see all the medals, Christian? All the accolades, all the just rewards? Like, she's in yearbooks, she did this, but the way they were able to, like, suppress her from coming out, like, she told the lady, you know, like, I was told if I sought credit, I would be banished. Which, but of course, this is what these kind of folks do, you know, when you're not from the bloodline, you're not in the family, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no way that your mind is going to just eclipse our name. For that reason, we will be the sole proprietor of your fucking intellect, whatever. And she even said, they said here knowledge is for all. It's fucking, like, it's insane. It's kind of sad. And from what we saw from her mom, which she obviously gets stuff from her mom, how Cobel fights back, how Cobel doesn't just, like, lay down and take it, how even with the board, Cobel's been stern. Because when the lady described her mom, she was an outlier. You know, she didn't believe in Lumen. Like, for that reason, she was a coward. This is why she took her own life. She didn't want to live, which is crazy. If you think about it, right? Raising your daughter in an environment that you don't want to, but you're sick, so you can't leave. Like, the mom might have been like a prisoner in that house with Sissy and them. But it is some crazy shit. Where's some other shit in episode 8 before we leave? Yes, Hampton. Right. Even Hampton's case, Christian, right? They grew up together. Isn't it wild how, although this man, as a boy, hated Lumen, as a man still hates Lumen, like, he can't leave. Like, he's stuck in, what is it, Salt's Neck? Salt's Neck. That's like, that's like the worst version of hell. Like, hating a place and not being able to get out. It sounds like
I since we don't get much information about Hampton, I didn't really know how to take him being in the town. Like, I don't know if it's, like, sentimental value. Just like how the sister is staying in a house that is far removed from everybody. Probably because there's a lot of nostalgia there, and there's a lot of trauma that keeps her there.
The indoctrination is strong too, Christian. This girl still believes in Lumen. Like,
and the indoctrination,
Yeah. Even as Cobel's telling her, Lumen did this at a town. Like, why are you still loyal to these people? It's like, no, go back to the Egans, plead for fealty. Like, before the factory, there was nothing else. As in, like, this man is an undying, loyal to the death Lumen advocate, which the brainwashing that's been done must be top tier, must have been, for her at her old age to see that she's been abandoned and to still remain strong and faithful to the cause. Like, that's some cult-like behavior. But yeah, right. Like, you can finish your thought actually on Hampton and the mom. Before I cut you.
We don't get too much on Hampton's characters. I don't know if I would personally, like, assume he's trapped there. Because it seems like he has the means to get out.
He had a car.
Like, he has a car, yeah. I mean,
there's no security. Cobel just drove in.
Yeah, so he's not under the eye of Lumen, right? So it's not like they're keeping him there or anything.
But at the same time, it looks like they're only a phone call away. Because she called him. This is why Cobel had to run out. Like, Sissy was able to call them. This episode was cute. But yeah, so it just highlighted Cobel's past, which we didn't get to see, but we didn't take us back, but through words that were said, old pictures that we saw, like, we can put pieces together to see how she grew up and why she is so strong-willed as, like, a person, as a woman.
Yeah, I think the main goal of this episode was number one to give us, like you said, a glimpse into Cobel's childhood, where she comes from, little inklings of why she is the way she is. Number 2, to tell us she is the original creator of the Severance surgery. And number 3, it's supposed to set up what happens to Miss Huang in the next episode, because now we get an understanding of the Wintertide Fellowship and how it's a program that's designed to indoctrinate and groom young people for leadership positions within the company
in their adult life. Like years later.
Wait, say that again. You broke up for a second.
Oh yeah, like as in the Inception, take them while they're still young, like where they're still directionless and fucking drill or doctrines or mantras in their heads.
So
smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Evil.
And Miss Huang is she's a reflection of Lumon's indoctrination processes, and she showcases how like the company molds people to fit the company ethos. So that's probably a good transition into the next episode, right? Because we pretty much start off with Miss Huang, unless you wanted to say something more about episode 8.
No, episode 8 was good, but that's it. Yeah, we're done. It was short, but yeah, if we could talk about episode 8 forever, I could, because there's just some nice thing, but we wrapped up everything. That's true. Let's fucking move into episode 9. What was the name of episode 9? I don't remember.
The After Hours.
The Weekend. That album was not bad, but Starboy to me is his best album. Actually, no.
It's nice how they.
The Madness. I'm just listing my favorite Weekend album, which is Beauty Behind the Madness.
Yeah, they're a pretty good group.
That's one person, Christian. Okay, I'm not gonna go back to your thoughts. The Weekend is one person, but it's fine.
I thought he had like some musicians behind him, but all right. Yeah,
it's okay, Christian.
A good artist.
It's okay, Christian.
I like how the show takes corporate lingo and it like uses it to define certain aspects of Severance. Like we got overtime contingency, and it's like you do overtime work, and then the episode is called The After Hours. They keep making these references to real world terminology that people use, and they get creative, and then they somehow twist it so that it's serving like a bigger purpose in the show, which I really enjoy that they do that, because so much of this show, of this series, is like, I don't know if commentary is the right word, but it's an analysis of like work culture in some ways.
Yeah.
And, like just being under the system, working the corporate ladder. So it's nice that they add these terms to it. And then also, speaking of terms, it's one of the themes that I'm sure we're gonna get to, because I know your favorite scene is coming up with Milhick
and Drummond.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit. Yeah. Actually, there's so many good things that happen in this episode, so that could eclipse that scene. That scene is just comically, to me, it trumps like everything else, every other scene, which like it's hilarious. Okay, since we're on that topic of language, great, might as well just get to it now, right? Sure, that is what it is. So yes, Drummond, of course, the black guy. You gotta fucking bully him as much as you want, because I never saw them do shit like this to Cobel. Anyway, like, Marcus is not here. It'll apologize. Homeboy's like, well, I followed protocol, facts, but hey, I thank you for your remonstration. Oh, Christian, homeboy said, well, I'm telling you this like you didn't just watch this shit. Why use such a big word? Curtail this shit. I apologize again. I'm sorry again. He says, devour feculence. There's something about elevated vocabulary that have a way of embellishing or confusing context, so that way they're not received by some people the way they're meant to. It's like okay, sure. Let's say like a teacher is like, hey, students, please refrain from the usage of profanity in my purview. Some kids who don't know that, what she's talking about, can be like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, devour feculence, what the fuck? But if you like, eat shit or stop cussing in my class, it's like, oh shit, okay, now I see what you mean. It's just his vocabulary. I live for characters with heightened vocabularies, like Chuck Rhodes from Billions, like Catherine O'Hara from Schitt's Creek, Milhick here. Actually, everyone here. Cobel's vocab is strong too, because the lumon indoctrination that we talk about. That's the very old English. No, it was really nice. And then how he broke it down for him. Okay, you want me to curtail every fucking thing I say, to like shrink them down, to make them more microwavable to you? How about I say this? Let me put that monosyllabically. It's not my fault what Mark Scout does when he is not at work, it's yours. Christian, every word was one syllable. Monosyllabic, which is one syllable. By the way, the writers like, sure, let's make sure every word he says is one syllable. Because he just said, let me put it monosyllabically for you. Dude, I love that.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
I was like, yo. I was like, bro. Just,
yeah, that was a great moment for his character.
Yeah, because he's been taking shit from these people. Like, Christian, imagine you're a manager. You're getting reprimanded on a paperclip being put on the wrong side. You're getting reprimanded for using too many big words. You're a manager for a corporate company with adult workers. Okay, the innies are, they're not as mature as their outies. You have to mold them, but like, they're still like adults. I was like, the shit this man goes through, and we can see the process he has to go through to dumb himself down is never an easy one, because that's not who he is to his core. Like the mirror scene. You must rid yourself of childish folly. You must grow. You must grow up. Grow. Homeboy keeps shrinking down his message into as little words as possible, and it's not him. For that reason, like the transformation is not like homogeneous. It's a fucking rough transition. And he finally said, fuck this. Devour feculence. It's just like, nah, bro.
Yeah, the linguistic critique of Milhick, it speaks to the broader suppression of individuality within the company.
Mm-hmm.
So when Milhick is being rebellious and he reaches the breaking point, it's like him refusing to suppress his identity for the sake of the company culture of conformity, which Burt talks about again, like later on.
Yes.
How Lumon uses very specific language. So it's like when you take a guy whose ceiling for language is pretty much unbounded and you put a ceiling on him, that's taking away like a core aspect of his personality. So it's a pretty big moment for him.
Christian, that's a short. Shit. Woo! Yes, this is fucking true. Okay. What's good about this episode? We can just focus on characters, because that's what this episode is actually. To stay on Milhick before we leave Milhick. See how there's like humanity still in there? Do you remember the previous episodes when Miss Huang is like, which crazy? That's a kid saying, "Why are you treating them like people?" Just as in
right.
the indoctrination is already like strong. But the same Miss Huang in this episode, I'm sorry I failed you, Dylan G. Just this is every now and then it's like they get severed back into who they are supposed to be outside of Lumon. Okay,
it's
so
hard
for
to keep
Milhick,
up that kind of facade.
Yeah.
It's not like these are humans. Like they start off as humans.
Yes.
So there's still like the compassion and reciprocity biases within them.
Yes, Christian. Yes.
Especially Miss Huang. You saw the way that they framed her in the very beginning when Milhick was like, your program ended. Like they had her, she was sitting down and there was a statue that covered her mouth, so you could only see how her eyes looked. And she looked like a sad puppy there.
Yes.
So it's like a little kid came out. And especially in the very beginning, I remember saying that one of the things that stood out to me about Miss Huang was that she felt intimidating. Like when it was the scene when they were sitting around and it was like that pass the ball game.
Yes.
And Mark was like, "I made 4 new friends." And
I'm not your friend.
Looked at him. Yeah, she's like, "I'm not your friend." That was extremely cold, and the actress really sold it to me that didn't feel like a kid. That felt like a mindless. So that felt like somebody who's been forced to be cruel.
Yes.
To the point where they have no longer any empathy. But then here, we see some empathy leak out, especially in their emotions. So it's pretty cool. Yes,
and she sounded extremely genuine. Even Milhick was taken aback when she said, "I'm sorry, Dylan G, I failed you." Milhick was like, "What the Yeah. I don't know what's the deal there, too. Like, part of me think Milhick doesn't want Miss Huang to end up like him and Cobel. Like, because he chose to end her stay. He assigned her to the empathy center. So, it's like, is he trying to save this little girl? To be like, hey, like, I want you to not be here, and this is for your good, but I won't tell you? Or is he just doesn't like her? Because she haven't done things. No, Christian, the comments came from him. His review, we've been told you've been using high language. I think it came from her, I think.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. So that probably tracks back. But yeah, Homegirl's been shipped to the empathy center, which is another factory, I guess, right? So is that the factory that replaced the factory in Salt Neck that we saw in episode 7? Episode 8? We don't know. Just like Lumon out here, man. Lumon is just there's just the R&D department is killing it. It's just like the marketing department finding new places to ship kids to with probably better gadgets and better ways to get them to be the monsters that they want them to become. Well, not monsters, the blind followers that they want them to become without questioning anything. But we saw in episode 8 that Cobel is like, fuck this, I did this. But yes, okay, so we're done with Milhick. That's cool. We touched on Miss Eustace Huang. Eustace. I like that first name. I didn't know it was fucking unisex. Christian? Let's go to Gretchen. What a woman. Dylan's wife. Oh my goodness. There's a... You know what? In my opinion, someone else might watch episode 9 and be like, this chick's a bitch or some shit. She's cheating on her husband. Like, what a woman. This is not cheating, because this is still your husband, a better version of your husband that you don't get from home. Like, we see that homeboy's more grumpy. We see that there's a distance. Like he's rushing out to go to work. You know, she looks like she's a security guard or some law enforcement position. We see there's no more spark in that marriage. At the same time, she respects him enough to tell him, I lied yesterday. I did go and see you. Like, and we kissed. Not he kissed me. Like, do you remember Dark Matter? When Daniela's telling Jason 1, he had sex with me? we're like, no, bitch, you both fucked. But no. Anyway, she's like, we kissed. Like, I'm not here to make him sound like he came on to me. Like, he's like, he reminds me of who you used to be. This is not me no longer wanting you. This is me longing to the better part of you that you no longer have. And it's with you, so it's not cheating. But anyway, to go one last time, Christian, to Annie Dillon and let her know this is hurting my marriage. I want to save my marriage with my husband. For that reason, I can't see you anymore, my husband. What a woman. Just, yo. I don't know. I loved her character so much for this episode. Many more, because she's very modest. You know, she's not taking advantage of this, because she could fully take advantage of this. Like, this is, although it's the same body, this is a guy who actually, like, sexually and emotionally want you. So homegirl could have been getting her back blown by Annie Dillon every day, Christian, and go back home to grumpy Dillon.
Remember, they are being watched. They probably can't do too much.
Bro, Dillon is just not ambitious enough to demand more. Dylan could have been the rat. Like, yo, listen, Milhick, I'll tell you all their secrets if you let me smash. Just like, no, okay, my point is, let's say they wouldn't let them. She also never let that get. Because imagine, Christian, you're seeing a different version of your partner who wants you, a way that your partner used to but don't anymore. If it's time, if it's work, if it's fatigue, if it's just repetition that lost a spark, it is what it is. But you're looking at a version, let's say your girl, this shit's stale. You find out your girl's Annie wants you, Christian. It's like want to propose to you, telling you shit like I can make you happy. But you want to salvage your thing with your dry, real girl on the outside. You tell your smoking hot, down for everything, Ubel-like girl, but listen, I need to save what I have. What a woman, bro. Just, okay, I watch a lot of fucking shit. It's very rare that I see good wives in TV shows. It's not something I'm looking for. It might be there, I never see it. There's a show, Christian, True Detective, who does that extremely well. Every season's a whole different plot, but the wives in these seasons. Like season 1, Woody Harrelson's wife, like I forgave her for what she did because shit, I can't blame her. You don't know what I'm talking about. Season 2, Christian, John Travolta, Vince Vaughn's wife, bro, ride or die. Crazy shit. Like season 4, oh, the native girl with the white boy. That's a wife. That's a true detective. And it's a very good show, Christian. When we have time, I'll tell you more about it. Anyway. But yeah, fuck it. Yeah, some crazy shit. But let me just tell you about it in like 10 seconds. True Detective, basically a bunch of cases have been closed that get reopened. Cases. Like, oh shit, did we catch all the guys? Was there one more? Oh shit, this closed very suspiciously. Let's open it back up. Like, oh shit, natives are dying. People are saying it's the water. What the fuck is happening? Just, it's, yeah, that's basically True Detective. And it's fucking good. But yeah, I love her character. Do you have anything to say about Gretchen that I didn't say? Because Gretchen is... Gretchen takes a cake for me in this episode.
No, nothing in particular. Yeah, I did like that scene where, especially the acting, where Dylan got down and proposed. Oof. And then the quiver in her voice.
Right?
And the pain. And she turned. I really liked that scene.
Oh my god. She said, oh my god.
Yeah. And she was trying to bottle her emotions this whole time, but then as soon as that happened, the dams opened.
Yeah, because babe, they haven't gotten on one knee for me. Dylan from my Audi Dylan don't do shit like this. I heard talking about shit you proposed, bitch, you made a ring? Because you know how hard it is to make a ring from nothing within Annie's mind? Okay, I'm extrapolating the fuck out of this shit. It could have just been something he saw. He might not even know what he's holding. just, dude, no. She's like, oh my god, bro. Crazy shit. Since we're already on the subject, Gretchen, Annie Dillon, homeboy's devastated the rest of the day. All right, Christian, you can narrate his devastation and how he takes it out on LER and how he goes to Milhick and resign. Yeah, you can go ahead. Just do all your shit. I'll just...
you got it. Because I know this. It seems like you resonate, especially like with the stuff that not resonate, but like you really have an appreciation for the Dillon and Gretchen stuff. That
yeah.
I kind of. I mean, I definitely appreciate like the story that's being told on Dillon's side, but I feel like you could handle the.
You know what, Christian? Why not? Fuck it. I actually wanted to do it anyway. I have stuff written down. Let me get the notes. It's a joke. I have no notes, people. We watch this and then we react. Tell them, Christian.
Don't
Tell
let
them.
him fool you. He has a script. Everything he says is written and planned out.
I have a teleprompter in front of me. He is broken. He is going through the loss. And Ellie's trying to fucking... Oh, okay, we'll get to Ellie. But yeah, Ellie's trying to be like, yo, let's not be down. It's your Audie's wife, you know? It's just like... He's like, bitch, you know this is all your fucking fault, right? It's like shit. Which, Christian, let me stray away from Dillon for a second. Dillon said, do you know this is your fault, right? Do you see Ellie's body language on the outside? Do you see Elena Egan's body language on the outside? Getting up in the morning, eating eggs. Her father's such a fucking creep. I want you to eat them raw.
I know, he said, I wish he took them raw.
Just like, do you see?
Language.
And then the next scene, she's in the limo. Do you see her face, Christian? Question. Is Homegirl the pioneer, the face, the commercials we're seeing? I would never allow my innie to do something. Yeah, when my father brought this up, I knew I had to do it. I want to push for Severance. Like, is Homegirl being forced?
Well, remember,
yeah.
when they were in the camp trip, she said she didn't like who she was on the outside.
Daddy, chill. Christian, Christian? Daddy, chill. Bro, yes. Like, again, you know, you're cognizant of your shit. Like, but again, they're enslaving themselves. Like, you beautiful short, by the way. But regardless, yes. this is all this. But like, bro, does Homegirl, man, crazy shit. Like, Ellie doesn't look like she want to be doing this shit. Like,
I don't think she does.
But that's the thing, man. That's the thing. When your name is tied to something, when legacy needs to continue, and they're saying, fuck your choices, fuck your opinion, you need to take daddy's place. Because Drummond is out here looking like a fucking KKK member. He can't be the face.
Of course, if Lumon is willing to brainwash probably, I don't know, hundreds of kids maybe. I don't know, hundreds is too much. But they're willing to brainwash any and everybody. Of course, the one closest to him, he'd be more than strict with the brainwashing that happens there, I would imagine, because like that's your blood. That's going to be the successor to all your ideals and everything that's been created. So Helly probably gets the worst of the brainwashing, maybe. Yeah.
And also, do you remember in episode 2 when they're like, oh, Mr. Egan love his favorite breakfast is eggs and milk, some shit, whatever it was. Anyway, but yeah, that's James Egan, by the way. I mean, you already know. That's the person who said he's the inventor, the previous episode from Cobel's work. That's him. Older version of him, LER's dad. But yeah, crazy shit. And the interaction between him and Elena's innie, LER, like, you disappoint me. Wait, no, what did he say? Disappoint? Fuck, he said something else. Something along the lines of, you disappointed me. I trusted you or some shit. And Ellie's like, what the fuck? She said, you tricked me. Like, do you see? Wait, okay, I'm fucking jumping. All right, fuck it. Well, let's stay from people to people. No. Let's do this sequentially. That's fine. Okay, so we're done with the Ellies, right? That's cool. What else do we touch? Yeah, Annie Dillon, like I mentioned, right? He's so sad. He fucking... the boxes to check, the resign, anger, yes. Fatigue, yes. Guilt, yes. Loneliness, yes. Like,
and it said only check one.
Right? Which, if you think about it, right? Anger, he is angry that he no longer have a wife. Fatigue, he is tired of probably like the losses, or because
he's
like
feeling all of it.
Yeah,
he's feeling all of it.
Guilt, Irving, loneliness, lack of Irving. Bro, this is no joke. Homeboy's actually this wasn't just like fuck it, multiple choice. Let me write A B C D and return this paper. This was all them shit are fucking hitting. But it is what it is. Speaking of language again, Milhick says this is disappointment and reeks of ingratitude. Because, bitch, we're letting you see your fucking wife. So, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? And, of course, I'm sorry, Dylan G. I should have facilitated better. So cute. We're going to miss Miss Huang if she comes back. Watch them time jump if she comes back. Watch her be the daughter of Mark. And that's not a spoiler, Christian. That's a joke.
You mean it's a theory.
It's Gemma.
Theory.
So they just bring a daughter, what, from the future? This show's already confusing enough. They better not bring fucking time traveling in it. Actually, no. Severance is not confusing. It would be pretty crazy. Only one show was able to do that and did it extremely well. It's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Christian, such an underrated gem. Anyway, the true Marvel fans know what I'm talking about. Like, a show that keeps taking us to different places, but tying it in so beautifully with the plot. Like, you take us to this world, Christian, AI, like Ada, literally, this artificial intelligence created her own world. They have to go inside the framework, they get out, and they fucking time travel to the future. Like, Coulson becomes a robot. Just so much shit, but it all made fucking sense. I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Anyway, R.I.P. Yeah, crazy shit. So, Christian, we're dumping from characters to characters. Burt and Irving. Christian, you can take this one. Go ahead.
Well, Irving returns home, finds Burt waiting for him, and then they go on a drive on which Burt confesses to his past role as a Lumen enforcer. So it's we still don't get much about exactly what he did. We just know that he drove people places and he didn't ask what happened once they got there. And then he drops Irving off. Irving, he's trying to push to get basically steal Burt away from his husband.
Mm-hmm. And Lumen, let's go together. Yeah.
Yeah, and Burt, he wavers, but ultimately he's like, no, we can't do this. And then in the end, he says, bye, buddy. And then Irving says, bye, Burt. So it's kind of like, you got friend zone. Bye, Burt. And then Irving goes on a long train ride. And that's what happens.
How post-apocalyptic does the exit of Kier looks? Because Kier, when you remember the mail of Irving, it said they live in Kier, so that's the name of the town place. Do you see the surrounding of this train exiting Kier? Like, it looks...
It's like cold and dark.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, are they mining, like, Bitcoin in this places? It's like, what? Just, it's insane. But yes, we spoke the concept of language that you mentioned. True, goons, they would never say that. The concept of indoctrinating. That last we can't. Let's go no. We can't. Like, yo. That's like, I know I'm tied. I know I can't leave. I know you don't know. This is a fantasy. The people I'm dealing with will not let me leave. We can't. Just, some crazy shit. Like, Lumen got these motherfuckers on a grip. Yet we don't see any security. Like, we don't see any armed guards. Is it a psychological prison? Is it what they've done to black people? We don't know. Okay, we're fucking done with Burt and Irving. Very sweet, very cute. Also, lack of accountability. I just drove people places. Like, I don't know what happened to them. The fuck? Like, nigga, he's not black. Wigga, put fucking 2 and 2 together. What the fuck do you think happened to these people? Just what? Like, I didn't actively play a hand in this. I just drove them places. Like, nah, bro, your soul's tainted. Which, of course, he mentioned a few episodes ago. I know I'm going to hell. So I joined so my innie could potentially go to heaven. Which is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Christian. We're making our way done. We're almost done, Christian. We can see the light. All right. Outside.
Covered pretty much most stuff except the
end. We're just getting to the end, Christian. Yes. We're taking this home. Christian. We're finishing on a high note. Again, the concept of language. Cobel. Mark, you gotta fucking call Milhick. If he smells chicanery, he'll lock you out of the building. Chicanery. Okay. Now, we talked about humanity, right? How it's sip. Well, not we. You fucking beautifully put together the same way you always do, Christian, because that's who you are. You're top G. Yes. How humanity sipped through Miss Huang. That conversation. Mark says, I'm not coming in. It's just work, right? Bro, isn't it all we do? Isn't it just work, Mr. Milhick? Fuck. Like, no, bro, we're fucking killing your wife, but I can't tell you, but I want to tell you, bro. Milhick paused, and he sits down, he look up, like, Mr. Milhick, it's just work, right? Bro, it's like, again, I might be reading too much into the scene. Like, you might have seen this shit, and you're like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. Did you have any reaction to Mark reiterating, like, can you please tell me it's just work? Like, my wife is not trapped? Can you please just tell me this is just work, what we do? Like, is that what you got from him asking?
Not in a sense where, like, he was trying to, like, plead. More in the sense that he was trying to suppress his anger. And he was just like, yeah, it was more like him, he was extremely angry. And he was he hates everything about Lumen at this point. Or, like, the fact that his wife is alive and that they've been hiding it from him. Mm-hmm. He has nothing but scorn for these people. So when he's talking to them, when he's like, it's just work, right? It's like him suppressing his anger. I didn't see it as him trying to seek out like some kind of comfort from Milhick.
Oh no, it's not comfort. Please, like, tell me that you're not keeping my wife in there. Like, it's just work, right? It's just work, right? No, but the way you took it is just, yeah, that makes sense too. The thing is the tone. Like, tonality says a lot. Like, his voice went down. Like, almost sounded like a kid on the verge of crying. And like, Mr. Milhick, it's just work, right? And he paused. He looked at the fucking painting. Milhick doesn't say shit. Like, there's this... again, this might just be me reading fucking too much into this shit. But no, your interpretation makes sense too. So it is what it is. They go to the fertility cabin. How are they able to get in? She's one of James. No one's to know. No, we're talking about Jane Egan. We're talking about Eliar's dad, Christian. Helena Egan's dad. The fucking creepy old man. She's one of James. Has Cobel been bringing a bunch of women back in here? Fertility cabin. That, like, innies they've impregnated? Do you remember the news in episode 1 or 2? Can you explain this, Miss... Fuck, what's homegirl name? Natalie. Please explain this, Natalie. A worker that used to work here that came back home impregnated to her husband. Her work heat. And how she focused. Yes. Because, you know, these old men in power. Like, you're giving me... Imagine if his demands are like double entendres. I want A, a virgin, and B, like a mental version, which is what innies are. Like, when your first day, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, can you name 5 states? I don't know. Can you tell us? Can you tell us your name? I don't know.
Great.
Christian.
Of course, Christian. I'm here. Yeah, we get it, bro. We get it.
Daddy, chill. Dude, the sinister, man. Ooh.
But wait, I do want to... Let's linger a little on the whole, like, innocence thing. Because because we keep getting, like, these little religious ties, right? And one of the biggest themes in religion, or
yes,
like Christianity,
yes, virgins,
is like innocence and virgins.
Yes.
So it really does just make you wonder what the goal is here, because especially with whatever's happening with Miss Casey or Gemma, like, now that we know that it was within whatever. Let's say, how old do you think Cobel is? Like 60?
Well,
maybe.
She's James. Jame. It's actually there's no S. There's Jame. She's probably Jame Egan's generation because they look like no, she's probably a bit younger. Either Either they went to school. Yeah, no. Okay, I have to rewatch that scene when she went in the shed to retrieve the papers. I think there was a picture of her and Jame Egan as kids. Maybe they're the same generation, graduated together. Maybe not. I'll go back and check. But yeah, she's probably along that age.
Right. So the surgery, the procedure, all the ramifications of it, it must have been... She had to be at least over 20 when she came up with the surgery. So all of this probably has been taking place over the course of like maybe 30, 40 years since the surgery. So whatever's happening to Gemma, it's a fairly recent like discovery or experiment or whatever. And yet we still have these religious ties that date so far back. And then there's the idea of purging of a soul that Burt is talking about. So all these things, they're starting to come together. You still don't have a clear picture of what it's leading to, and then also the language, right? It's very religious. Like when we visited Cobel's like home, it felt like very, very, that like suffocating religion that people would grow up with. Like it felt like we were looking at a nun, right? Like
not even her old home, Christian, her basement. You remember her basement when she would be praying at night to Kier?
Yeah, the praying, the Kier, the biblical analogies, like when they're in the forest and Kier did all these crazy things. Like it's the picture that's being created it feels very interesting. It feels very hard to predict, which is cool.
It's fucking sick, Christian.
Small glimpses.
No, these people are terrible. It's and he's in the cabin. Mark wakes up and he's about to get out. Devin said, "Wait! If you walk out, he's just gonna walk right back in." Did you watch the final episode yet?
No.
Okay, so you don't know what that means. That's fine. We can brush up on that. And of course, what's the last thing you remember telling me? She's alive. And we see Cobel. Christian, does Cobel not almost look like Freeman in that stance? Like with those.
It's funny. Because of the boots?
Yes. The boots, the scarf. Yes.
Wow.
Christian, I know no woman will ever look like her to you. I know. Yes, you've pedestalized this woman, if that's a verb, to an extent that transcend heaven. But regardless, it is what it is. To me, I was like, oh my god, that's Freeman if she ever ages. Because, she's old as fuck, but look young. If she ever fully aged. But it is what it is. But anyway, we're looking forward to the fucking finale, to episode 10, which Christian, you're about to see some shit that you've never seen before. I'm kidding, you've seen them before. To me. Yeah, obviously anyone who's listening to this know Pierre loves Severance. Christian is just hanging on until we do the next anime, because that's what he does. It is what it is. But yeah, it has been... Christian, what else do you want to say?
No, I'm good. I don't know how to bounce off that. That's like,
okay. Oh my goodness, you guys don't even know. Just like that, guys. Just like that, we're gonna record next month. We're gonna have another altercation. You don't know what I go through with this man. None of you ever know. But it is what it is. But anyway, it's been real. All right, I'm going to sleep. We're good.
Yep.
All right.
See you.
Bye. Fuck.